morning and welcome to today's class. Today we have to take a new lecture, of course, is Thermodynamics Lecture 8. So far we have already discussed the details about basic things like work done in different adiabatic isothermal processes, and also we have discussed the two definitions of second law of thermodynamics. Of course, we have given all the details of first law. Now let me study that we have also discussed in previous lecture something related to heat engine. When we discuss heat engine, then we must know there are the thermodynamic processes. Some of them are reversible, some are irreversible. Okay, before we study the next part of the chapter, we must know what are the reversible and irreversible reaction. Anyway, I just let you know before you see the exact definition of that. That is, if any process which can be retraced back to its original state. That is, a thermodynamic state is defined by its thermodynamic quantities, say volume, temperature, pressure, entropy, internal energy, etc. Okay. Now, by any process, suppose something is changed, that a volume is no longer V1 but it is now V2. Temperature is no longer T1 but rather it is T2 now. And the same time, the pressure is also changed. Naturally, you have changed some process. And if you can do something where it can get back to its original state of P1, V1, T1, etc., the same original description of thermodynamic system, then if any process that could take place like that, that is called, that is a retraceable process, is called a reversible process. Okay. In the same way, when we discuss irreversible process, it is in fact any process which cannot be retraced back to its original state, original thermodynamic conditions. Okay. Let me take the definitions. First, we take reversible process. You can just observe that how much it is, how it could be explained. Reversible process, any process which can be retraced in the reverse direction is called a reversible process. Example is Carnot engine. Okay, that means in some part if work is done by the system, in other part it could be work done on the system. If somewhere heat is absorbed by the system, in other part it must be released by the system. The same way, that is the reverse order is also possible. That type of system is held in some example like Carnot engine. We will discuss in the next part of the chapter, next part of the topic. Okay, the example is your Carnot engine. I am again repeating, any process which can be retraced in the reverse direction also is called reversible engine. In book there are longer explanation is there, no need to study that. You rather take only simplest answer like this. Okay. An irreversible process, any process which cannot be retraced in the reverse direction is called irreversible process. Example, rusting of iron, diffusion of gases, similarly dissolution of salt in water, etc. etc. which cannot be retraced. एक बार iron में जंग लग जाएगा, iron में rusting हो जाएगा, you cannot clean them, you cannot have this original iron form. This is the rusting of iron. It is a permanent thing. That is, it is one side of one directional thing. It is not a reverse way. You can get it. Okay. Similarly, when we have diffusion of gas, एक बार gas diffuse हो गया, फिर उनको अलग अलग करना मुश्किल है. वो mix हो गया, diffusion हो गया already. It is already diffused. Therefore, it cannot be retraced. These are the retraceable, irreversible reactions, irreversible processes. And reversible process क्या? Carnot engine. Carnot engine में क्या है? एक बार हीट जो है थर्मल आइसोथर्मली एक्सपेंड किया एंड देन इट कुड हैव एडियाबैटिक एक्सपेंशन and then reverse way it can again have some thermodynamic compression and then it will have adiabatic compression so that the system could come to system as well its surrounding could come back to its original state of temperature, pressure, volume, etc. That means all the thermodynamic conditions could come to the initial state of thermodynamic system or its surrounding. This is what we have, the reversible and irreversible conditions or processes. And in this regard, the most important thing which is generally asked in the exams, that is so-called Carnot engine, that we will discuss in the next part. And after that, we will have something connected to heat pump. Okay, let us see what is Carnot engine. Yes, now we discuss Carnot engine. Okay, heat engine we have already discussed in our last lecture, that heat engine consists of three parts. Okay, what are the three parts? One is hot body or hot reservoir or source. Second is working substance, and third one is sink, where the rejected heat is in fact collected, and the heat from where and the place from where heat is in fact extracted or absorbed is your source. Three parts are there. Carnot engine में क्या होता है, यहाँ पर चार parts देते हैं. There are four such parts. Here there is it is just a heat engine. Naturally, all the three parts must be there, like source, sink, and working substance. They are the common. But extra thing is that there is one insulating stand. ये एक extra चीज है. This is the additional thing which can differ a Carnot engine from an ordinary heat engine. Okay, ordinary heat engine कौन से है, that we have already discussed previously, like a steam engine है. Okay, that is external combustion engine, and petrol engine and diesel engine, which we generally have in our vehicles, in our car, etc. And they are mostly used as internal combustion units. Okay, now let us take in the present lecture, that is in lecture 8, what we have to have. What is Carnot engine? What is Carnot engine? Let us take. It is an idle reversible in heat engine that operates between two temperatures T1 and T2, where T1 is the temperature of the source and T2 is the temperature of the sink. Naturally, it is very obvious that T1 must be greater than T2. It is very obvious because source is always at higher temperature. Well, now let us see the arrangement. What are the arrangement for this? It has four parts. Number one, cylinder, which has a typical construction, that its entire body is insulated, but its base is conducting. Base may be a metallic plate or maybe anything which is conducting. And inside this, any gas or any liquid or anything, even solid could be put, which can expand, which can be counted as a thermodynamic system. Okay, or it could be a fuel, whatever is be there, but it is in fact a working substance. ये वर्किंग सब्सटेंस इसके सिलेंडर के अंदर रहता है. इसके चारों तरफ पे पूरा एंटर बॉडी जो है वो इंसुलेटर है. खाली बेस क्या है? बेस इज योर कंडक्टिंग, क्योंकि बेस को ही आपको अलग अलग जगह लगाना होगा. Okay, this is your first part. Second part is your source. This is your second part. And second part, as usual, as you know, the entire system is in fact placed within an insulator, but its top is conducting. इसका top conducting होता है. It is number 2. Number 3 is this one, sink. This is sink, and here also the entire system is in fact insulating, but only the top of this top surface is your conducting. And therefore here you can see the bottom is conducting, here you can see top is conducting, you can also see top is conducting. That is whether if you take source, that is hot body or hot reservoir, that has a top as a conducting top. Similarly, the sink or the cold reservoir, that will have the top as your conducting. And similarly, the working substance cylinder has also its base as conducting. But rest of the part is your totally insulating. Here, rest of the part is totally insulating. Here, totally insulating. This is base. Part 1, part 2, part 3. The first part of the heat Carnot engine, second part and third part. Now fourth and the most extra thing, the most important thing here which could be considered, that is your insulated stand. This it is totally insulated, there is no other scope, totally insulated होता है. Now how it can work, very easily. You can see when this thermodynamic system, that is your working substance, this cylinder is placed on this hot body, naturally its temperature is fixed, but there may be some expansion, there may be some work that is done, कुछ इसमें ये पिस्टन है ये ऊपर उठ जाएगा और टेम्परेचर चेंज नहीं होगा. There will not be any change in temperature. Temperature remains constant. And this process could take place. This could be drawn. This can be explained by means of this graph. Suppose we are having PV graph. This is pressure. This is volume. Here, when we place cylinder number 1 to cylinder number 2, first process is 1 is connected to 2. 1 is connected to 2, that means your working substance is placed on this hot body or the sink or the source. Then naturally it will take its temperature T1. This is the temperature, its temperature is T1, which is at a high temperature. It will keep it, but its expansion will take place, the volume is expanded, and that there you can say work is done by the system. You can see when we draw a PV graph, it gives AV process. In the graph, it is given by AV, A to B. Okay. After this, we have already at particular temperature T1. Now it is taken to this portion. When it is taken to this portion, then there is no other source of heat, because it is totally insulated. Nowhere from where you can get any heat into the system. But there is already hot air inside the working substance, inside the cylinder. Therefore, it will expand of its own, and that expansion is not by virtue of any exchange of energy, but by means of its own internal arrangement. That is your adiabatic process, and this can be, that expansion can be shown by BC. The second one is your cylinder 1 is placed on 4 insulator stand, and there it is adiabatic process take place. It is your B to C, that is given by the graph. It is adiabatic process. Okay, and after getting, because here you can see that gas will have automatic expansion, due to which volume increases. That means it is the work done by the system. Although it is adiabatic, why? Because there is no exchange of heat from any side. ये टोटली इंसुलेटर है ये वाला, तो इंसुलेटर कहीं से हाथ से आसपास का हीट आदान प्रदान नहीं होगा. देयर विल नॉट बी एनी एक्सचेंज ऑफ हीट. Naturally it is adiabatic process, till some volume is increased, therefore it is adiabatic expansion. Clear? Now this block is that this cylinder is taken to sink. Third step is block 1 is taken to sink. So, this one. Here, what we call, this is spaced by C to D. Naturally, sink has lower temperature. It has a tendency to cool down the gas inside. Some compression will take place, and due to which there will be some reduction in volume and increase in pressure. You can see like this. Okay. And this is again at constant temperature T1, T2, and therefore this is also an isothermal process. It is also an isothermal process, and D to C will be your isothermal process, C to D. Okay, this process will be there. And finally, what happened? We can just take the cylinder from sink to again insulating stand. Again insulating stand. That means this process will be your fourth point is again 1 to 4. But now this can be This can further be your adiabatic process, because you know this insulating stand does not give heat, nor it allows, nor it is formed to entertain any heat exchange, and therefore this process will definitely be adiabatic in nature, and finally it returns back to the original state of A. जिस ए से स्टार्ट करते हैं आपके थर्मोडायनेमिक सिस्टम, यहाँ से बी तक जाते हैं, बी से सी, सी से डी, एंड देन फाइनली इट कम बैक टू ए. It is totally reversible, it is no doubt, and this cycle is called Carnot cycle. The net work done will be, this process is of course isothermal. Why? Because A to C temperature remains constant at T1, the temperature of the source, isothermal process. Next, 1 to 4, when this cylinder is placed on the sink, sorry, on the insulator stand, then naturally without losing its temperature, without having any exchange of heat from its surrounding or from anybody else, it will expand automatically. That is your adiabatic expansion, and that process is your adiabatic. That is B to C, B to C. Now it is C to D portion is there. Now it gets back to the sink, that is cylinder, or the working substance cylinder is now taken to the sink. Naturally its temperature is reduced. Again there will be some exchange of heat. Now there is in fact a heat release, because it will not absorb heat, but rather it will lose heat, and therefore its temperature is also changed. Its temperature is also changed, but up to this there is no change in temperature. It is totally isothermal. Isothermal. यहाँ पर टेम्परेचर T1 मेंटेन रखता है, वो टेम्परेचर से T1 से यहाँ तक आते आते T2 आ जाता है. जैसे ही उनको सिंक में रख देते तो टेम्परेचर T2 हो जाता है. फिर T2 में मेंटेन रहेगा. इट इज यूनिफॉर्म कंप्रेशन विल बी देयर, जिससे कि प्रेशर बढ़ता जाता है और वॉल्यूम कम होता जाएगा कंटिन्यूसली, एंड दैट इज योर आइसोथर्मल प्रोसेस. Process number 3, and finally it gets back to this process when again the this thermodynamic cylinder, sorry, the given cylinder, or the what we call the working substance cylinder is placed on that insulating stand. Then there will be adiabatic process, and the entire thermodynamic system come back to its original state, and this will be adiabatic process. Here work is done on the system, sorry, work is done by the system, work is done by the system. Here work is done on the system, work is done on the system. दो पॉजिटिव में वर्क आएगा, दो नेगेटिव में वर्क आएगा, तो अल्टीमेटली नेट वर्क जो हो जाएगा, दैट विल गिव आउट द एरिया ऑफ दिस पोर्शन. द नेट वर्क or total work done, total work done, W equal to area of AB, CD, A, this area, and this area can be your net work done of the system, although its derivation is not in the syllabus, and therefore you have to know only this portion of the thing. And for your information, I just tell you, if you have to find out work done in AB process, then WAB would be equal to your NR T1 log to base E V2 upon V1, because here it is V1, here it is V2. Okay, but temperature remains T1. Similarly, when we take B to C, it is adiabatic process work. Similarly, when we add C to D, it is isothermal again, and so on. This is just an example. I have given you this thing. Okay, with that we have completed this Carnot engine, And let us study something, in fact, related to heat pump, or what we call a refrigerator. Now it is the term of heat pump or refrigerator. In fact, it is working just in opposite to. It is just in fact an opposite to what we call the Carnot engine. Carnot engine का जो work होता है उसका just opposite function किसका होता है refrigerator का. It is a Carnot heat engine working in reverse direction. It is working in reverse direction. That is, it is not taken from hot to cold, but rather it is from cold to hot. Here heat is extracted from cold body, and by means of some external work, by means of external agency, external energy source, it is some heat is rejected back to some hot body or reservoir. You know, घर में आपके फ्रिज होता है, फ्रिज का अंदर वाला पोर्शन जो है वो कोल्ड बॉडी होता है और बाहर के बॉडी जो होता है वो हॉट बॉडी होता है. Whenever you place any working substance, suppose you place an apple, what happens? After some time the apple gets cold. Why? That means it has extracted heat from the cold atmosphere of the apple, that is sink, and then as cold atmosphere of the refrigerator, inside the refrigerator, and then that is when the apple could absorb the heat. And when apple is initially having something something other, its temperature was something else, therefore it has absorbed some heat. जो extra heat लिया, by means of conservation of energy it has to release that heat also. एंड सपोज आपके पास 4 रुपये था, आपके पास 2 रुपये एक्स्ट्रा आ गया, तो वो 2 रुपये कहीं खर्च भी करना पड़ेगा अकॉर्डिंग टू कंजर्वेशन ऑफ एनर्जी. Okay, therefore if apple gets some additional cold, that means it has already taken in fact energy from the cold, that is heat is absorbed from the colder part of the atmosphere, colder part of the inner part of refrigerator, and then the remaining part, whatever energy it absorbs, the same energy is rejected to द हॉट बॉडी, जो आउटर एटमॉस्फेयर होता है. आप देखेंगे फ्रिज के जहाँ बाहर सिस्टम होता है वहाँ पर आपको गर्म हवा मिलता है. क्यों मिलता है? क्योंकि अंदर कंप्रेसर चलता है. जब कंप्रेसर चलता है तभी बाहर गर्म हवा मिलता है. वो आपको विंडो एसी में भी दिखता है. ऐसा क्यों? क्योंकि अंदर का जो टेम्परेचर है उसको भी वो वहाँ से भी वो हीट खींच लेता है और बाहर रिजेक्ट कर देता है. बाहर रिजेक्ट करता है, किसको करता है? एटमॉस्फेयर को करता है. तो एटमॉस्फेयर इज योर हॉट बॉडी. ठीक है, यहाँ पे उल्टा है. और हॉट से कोल्ड, हॉट से एक्सट्रैक्ट नहीं कर रहा हीट, हीट एक्सट्रैक्ट कर रहा कोल्ड बॉडी से. तो रूम टेम्परेचर ठंडा होता है और बाहर का हीट टेम्परेचर गर्म होता है गर्मियों में. तो क्या करते हैं, वो अंदर का जितना भी थोड़ा बहुत बचा कुछ हीट है उसको भी जैसे कंप्रेसर ऑन कर देते हैं उसको भी बाहर निकाल देते हैं. बाहर ऐसे ये काम करते हैं. वही काम रेफ्रिजरेटर करते हैं. ठीक है, जितना सेफ का ऑर्डिनरी टेम्परेचर था तो उसको जो रेफ्रिजरेटर के अंदर रखेंगे तो उसके अंदर के हीट को खींच लेते हैं और दैट इज रिजेक्टेड बैक टू दिस वर्किंग सब्सटेंस. दिस इज रिजेक्टेड टू हॉट एटमॉस्फेयर और hot source, hot reservoir. This is what we have the general working of this Carnot engine in reverse direction. That is heat pump कहते हैं इसको, या रेफ्रिजरेटर. रेफ्रिजरेटर हर घर में होते हैं, एसी हर घर में मोस्टली होता है. तो उस केस में हम लोग देखते हैं कि ये वर्किंग सब्सटेंस क्या होता है. तो फ्रिज में जो फ्यूल भरते हैं, अमोनिया या कोई भी फ्रीऑन या जो भी गैसेस होता है, वो दैट कैन एज वर्किंग सब्सटेंस. And this is outer atmosphere outside the refrigerator, this is inside the refrigerator. तो inside the refrigerator से वो Q2 हीट एक्सट्रैक्ट करते खींचते हैं और इसको देते हो, और इसको देते ये वर्किंग सब्सटेंस जो कंप्रेसर और सम मैकेनिकल मींस मशीन होता है, दैट कैन हैव द दैट एक्स्ट्रा पंप. एंड ये दोनों मिलाकर जितने हीट बनता है वो आपको दैट इज रिजेक्टेड टू योर आउटर एटमॉस्फेयर, दैट इज योर हॉट रिजर्वर को दे देते हैं जिसका टेम्परेचर पहले से इससे ज़्यादा है, T1. ओके, एंड दैट इज वाई व्हाट वी कॉल दिस Q1, दैट इज हीट received by the hot body is Q1, and that is equal to Q2 plus W, where Q2 is the heat taken from, Q2 is heat taken from cold water. Okay, and this Q1 is heat heat rejected to hot body. This is heat rejected to hot body, the Q1, and Q2 is heat taken from cold body, and W is the mechanical work which we receive from the external source. Okay, and in that way there is no efficiency. यहाँ पे efficiency नहीं होता, बल्कि how much it can perform, how better it can perform. There we have coefficient of performance. Instead of coefficient of efficiency, we have a coefficient of performance that is equal to Q2 upon W. Q2 means it is your heat taken from cold body, and this is your work done from or the work received from external source, energy received from external source, and from this you can see, but this is equation number 1, but Q1 equal to Q2 plus W, and therefore W equal to Q1 minus Q2. As usual, beta coefficient of performance will be equal to Q2 upon Q1 minus Q2, and accordingly we know that we can divide it 1 upon Q1 upon Q2 minus 1. Okay, this is coefficient of performance, and you know it well. This is nothing but this is equal to the ratio of their corresponding temperature, 1 upon T2, sorry, T1 upon T2 T2 minus 1, and ultimately what we have, the coefficient of performance will be beta equals to T2 upon T1 minus T2, where T2 is the temperature of sink and T1 is the temperature of source. आप देख सकते हैं सोर्स और टेम्परेचर, सोर्स का टेम्परेचर और सिंक के टेम्परेचर में बहुत फर्क होता है, जमीन आसमान फर्क होता है. तो इनके रेशियो जो T2 अपॉन T1 माइनस T2 जो होगा, दिस विल गिव यू द कोफिशिएंट ऑफ परफॉर्मेंस. ये कभी 1 नहीं होता, क्योंकि T2 और T1 का टेम्परेचर एक हो ही नहीं सकता. पहली बात तो बिल्कुल क्लियर है. तो एफिशिएंसी तो 100% आप इमेजिन कर सकते हैं. व्हेन देयर इज नो हीट लॉस टू द सिंक, द हीट इंजन के केस में आप 100% एफिशिएंट सोच भी सकते हैं, बट हियर यू कैन नॉट एक्सपेक्ट that coefficient of performance would be equal to 1. It could always be less than 1. Why? Because T2 is always much less than T1, और T1 अगर इक्वल टू T2 हो तो नेचुरली वो हॉट बॉडी कोल्ड बॉडी रह ही नहीं गया. देयर इज नो क्वेश्चन ऑफ एनी हीट पंप और हीट रेफ्रिजरेशन. हीट पंप का सिद्धांत क्या है? व्हाट इज द मेन फंक्शन ऑफ हीट पंप? इट इज बेस्ड ऑन द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ कार्नोट इंजन इन रिवर्स डायरेक्शन. कार्नोट इंजन में हॉट से कोल्ड तक पहुंचते, यहाँ पे कोल्ड से हॉट तक पहुंचेंगे, यानी कि आप कोल्ड बॉडी से हीट एक्सट्रैक्ट करेंगे एंड देन बाय मींस ऑफ एक्सटर्नल वर्किंग सिस्टम से एक मैकेनिकल बॉडी, मैकेनिकल एनर्जी सिस्टम, by means of which heat is absorbed by the working substance, and that extra heat is rejected to the external source. External source कौन है? External world, that is your source. तो सोर्स को ये हीट रिजेक्ट करते हैं, हीट एक्सट्रैक्ट नहीं करते हैं. हीट एक्सट्रैक्ट करते हैं कोल्ड बॉडी से. ये बिल्कुल उल्टा है कि जो गरीब है उससे भी एक पैसा उसके पास वो भी छीन लेते हैं, खींच लेते हैं. ये होता है हीट पंप का काम. तो पंप का काम बहुत ही नेगेटिव है, समझ लीजिए. हीट इंजन का काम थोड़ा पॉजिटिव दिखता है, इसलिए उसका एफिशिएंसी 1 भी हो सकता है. बट हीट पंप कैन नेवर हैव इट्स एफिशिएंसी 1 बिकॉज इट्स टेम्परेचर वेरिएशन इज मच higher, much different. You know, during summer, your external temperature is 46 degrees temperature, but inside the room, your temperature is 21 degrees Celsius. How it is possible? That is by means of compression. तो अंदर के जो कोल्ड है उसको भी, उसमें से जितना भी हीट था उसको भी हीट निचोड़ बाहर करके बाहर कर दिया, तो बाहर का टेम्परेचर और ज़्यादा कुछ देर के लिए ज़्यादा हो जाता है उसके आसपास का जहाँ एग्जॉस्ट रहता है, और अंदर का टेम्परेचर और कम होता जाता है। तो कम क्यों होता है? क्योंकि इट इज द हीट, वॉट एवर हीट इज लेफ्ट इन द inner part of the refrigerator, that is snatched by means of some machine or by means of some mechanical device, by means of some external source, and that is being transferred to the external world. external world को ट्रांसफर कर दिए जाते हैं और दे दिए जाते हैं, जो कि आपका सेकेंड डेफिनेशन ऑफ क्लॉसियस डेफिनेशन जो था सेकेंड लॉ ऑफ थर्मोडायनेमिक्स का, उस पर बेस्ड है। इट इज इम्पॉसिबल टू ट्रांसफर द एंटायर हीट फ्रॉम cold body to hot body without having any mechanical device. That is second law of thermodynamics definition, which we call as Clausius definition, second definition. तो उस पर बेस्ड है हीट पंप। अब कार्नट इंजन बेस्ड है आपका फर्स्ट डेफिनेशन ऑफ first second law of thermodynamics. Okay, with that we have completed today's lecture, and we have also completed the chapter, and in the next thing we will discuss the next chapter, that is your kinetic theory of gases. With that we have completed today. Thank you.